And it is being spread by loud voices, the most consequential of whom is Tucker Carlson. I believe Tucker Carlson is the single most dangerous demagogue in this country. And I'll tell you, I've made the decision that I'm going to take him on head directly.
Not lying, Ted.
If you look at the dissent of Tucker Carlson, and they're all the sort of lesser chattering voices that are moons circling his twisted planet. But if you look at the dissent, it started about a year and a half ago with platforming crackpot professors seeking to rewrite history about World War II. So he has one idiot whom he describes as the most consequential popular historian in the country, who leans forward and intones that Winston Churchill was the villain of World War II. He then finds another crackpot professor who says there's a good argument that America should have sided with the Nazis in Germany in World War II. And for all of this, Tucker gazes adoringly. By the way, no, there is not. Winston Churchill was an extraordinary historical figure. There's a reason Churchill's bust is on my mantle. If you come to my office, on the mantle there are 3 busts, one of Churchill, one of Reagan, and one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 3 extraordinary leaders who had vision. But it's not just there, it then descends. Look, Nick Fuentes. It's actually interesting if you look at Republican politicians. Nick Fuentes is easy to denounce. And I actually think it's a tell among a Republican politician if they'll denounce Fuentes but are scared to say Tucker's name. That tells you a great deal. Nick Fuentes is a goose-stepping Nazi. Wow. And by the way, I'm not one who throws around the term Nazi loosely. But when Nick Fuentes says, Hitler was very, very cool, I like Hitler and I agree with Hitler. Like, when you say you agree with Hitler, you are a Nazi. Tucker has Fuentes on his show. Doesn't question him about any of the ridiculous things he said. Doesn't react at all when Fuentes tells him his mission is to combat global Jewry. And Tucker nods, interesting. Fuentes tells him every year he celebrates Stalin's birthday. By the way, what kind of freak even knows Stalin's birthday? I don't know it, and I don't care to know it.
Go ahead, Nora.
Yeah, guys, real quick, because he played this quick. Sunday night, please come back. We will be hosting a debate regarding the rise of anti-Semitism in Gen Z. Enzo will be debating Andre. Actually, he's bringing the moderator for the Opinionated Girl, so he will be a 2v1 debate. So yeah, come back Sunday night at 8 p.m.
Skeptic, you're on the left. It seems like anti-Semitism is mainly on the rise on the right, but it is some on the left with more progressive people who are pro-Palestine. What's your thoughts on the rise of anti-Semitism?
Yeah, I think that you can be anti the idea of like the government of Israel without necessarily hating the people of Israel. You can disagree with what the government is doing and the way that they are moving, and at the same time still think that Israelis may not necessarily 100% agree with the government, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like America, and that's the way I look at it. I can go to Italy and be like, I don't agree with all the craziness, but people are going to look at me and be like, oh, you're American, like side-eye to you. So I think that both things can be true. I do think the left is very much, it's crazy because the right came out and said America first, but now from what I am hearing, the left is saying, why are we fighting a foreign nation's, interest? Why are we fighting their interests when we had an agreement with Iran? And then we went back on our agreement and now we're fighting for this nation that, like Ken said, could turn their back on us or could just potentially, they're handing us the bill and we're paying it for them. And like what they were saying about the ballistic missiles, we're having to counter their ballistic missiles. And like they're saying, we have this, when they, depart these missiles, we're having to counter those and we're running out of those missiles. And like all of this is costing the taxpayer, American taxpayer money. And to say that the $97 million was not out of this world, that they have to make all of their financial records public to us, to Americans. This is why we know that the Pentagon has not been able to pass an audit in the last decade. So like we know for a fact that the Pentagon, that the Department of Defense is number one, expensive, and number two is not using their money correctly. They are mishandling taxpayer money.
Okay, so we go change gears. We're gonna talk about the N-word.
Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said? Hey, Nick, you gotta, can you kill that? Fuck my life.
Now it says you use the term fart digger and fart knocker. You used those terms before?
So fart knocker, yes, absolutely. Fart digger.
What's up with you and farts?
You know what? Again, do you have boys in here? Do you have boys?
Yeah,
okay.
I have two boys.
I have one.
Okay, so boys talk about farts all the time. Okay, so and again, I can't swear on my show. Okay, so yes, I have made up these crazy words.
If you said fart digger, the amount of times that you said, I just feel like you should have released that 1,000,001 times because it just seems like it's something that you've said before because it just came out so natural.
And fart digger sound like you playing in assholes all day. Why?
Yeah, that's a little
That's
nasty.
another conversation.
No. And
why
again,
would you just be digging
I
in
don't
random
have like
asses and
crazy.
I
digging
don't
for
have
farts?
I don't have a rhyme or reason of the words that I make up. Like I say nonsense stuff all the time. I mean, and again, like even when I edit my shows, right? And I'll be editing my shows and I'll be like, fuck, just finish what the fuck you're saying. Because I go off on like this and that and I'm off the cuff. I'm not scripted.
So were
Like,
you trying
yeah.
to say something else in that moment?
Absolutely.
Because you say fart digger and fart knocker.
I say all that. No,
What I
no.
can say is
Yeah.
I understand you.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Not you. Let me finish, nigga. I mean, oh my god. I'm sorry.
You see what I'm
Shoot.
saying?
No.
That's why
I'm
they
just
feel
in the
comfortable
middle
using.
here
That's why
again,
they feel
see?
comfortable using.
No.
Use that term because
No,
people
but
like
she
you.
should feel comfortable because anyway, listen, I understand you apologizing to your kids first because my thought is some of them are in school. You got your 28-year-old, but you have kids in school.
Yeah.
And they may have black friends, you know what I'm saying? And for them to see their friend's mom use the term and then they could be bullied for that, they could have to pay that price.
Well, I apologize to them because I have that is just we live in Detroit. There are a couple
in the hood?
people. I don't even know if I can say. Can I say? Am I in the hood?
Well, say
I don't
what
even
up,
know.
though.
You
So
know,
your
but,
best friends are black and you live in the
no,
hood.
but I'm listen.
And she
I'm not.
usually says, what up, though?
Well, I will say
Look,
this.
I want you to live your truth.
No, and what my truth is I would say I live in Detroit. I am a Detroiter.
So I'm trying to figure
But-
this out. Hold on. What
but I'm
are you
saying-
trying to prove here by
I'm not,
when you
but
keep
you-
saying you're from Detroit and you're around rappers and your best friends are black
Okay.
and what are you
See,
saying?
I told you that was going to
Nicole,
come back
what are you
and
saying?
bite me in the ass.
But look,
I
that's
said
what I'm
that.
saying.
But I'm trying to figure out what you're
That's
trying
gonna
to
happen
say.
anyway.
No, I know, yeah.
But I'm asking her, what is she
Yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah.
No, but I think it's a learning moment for
Yeah.
you because we don't have the privilege to not understand what we're saying, why we're saying it. So even in this moment, you may not mean anything by saying I live in Detroit, but even if you didn't get caught saying the N-word on this video, it still would come off as very privileged and very unbalanced because it's different for us. And that's what we're trying to have a conversation
And
about.
I agree
Yeah.
with Lauren, and I would also add, do you think sometimes privilege makes people think they can say anything?
Oh, absolutely. I don't say that word. I know that.
N-word.
But the R word or any other word
What
that
is
hurts.
this R word you keep referring to?
How do you not know it? Yeah, I know.
What is it?
Because you might use it.
I don't use
Okay, well,
any of
it's
those
used to describe.
What is the R word,
it was
Lauren?
used to describe people.
It's retarded, yo.
Thank you. Thank you, Jess.
Like saying fart nigga and then coming to a black radio show and trying to explain yourself about it. That
It's retarded.
yes.
All right, fair enough.
Yes.
But you know what? And you know what? You're
Yes,
right.
okay.
You're right.
Nicole.
You're right. I came here to have an open
Nicole.
conversation, and I didn't have to.
Nicole, yo.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
I respect that you
But I
didn't
don't.
go
I
grab.
would say, please don't use that word. And then I would explain to people
You
why I don't
I
want that
agree,
word
and I would
used.
say please don't use
Exactly.
the
And when
N-word.
people have said that around
Yes.
me, I'm like, don't use that word around me. Do not. We don't use that word.
Imagine hearing them together. Can you
Listen,
imagine? Your brain would just fucking explode,
no,
wouldn't it, Nicole?
but I listen.
Think about
Obviously,
it. Think about it in
obviously,
your
I'm
head.
not afraid
Think
of
about the R word
confrontation.
with the N word
I
behind
got
it.
it.
Mika, you're the messy conservative.
Oh my God.
Should she be canceled? What is your thoughts on this?
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. She don't need to be canceled. I don't believe in canceling anybody. Let people talk, okay? And you'll realize who people are. However, growing up in a mixed race family, I have been on both sides of that. So I can definitely see why they're on her. But here's my thing. It seems to me that, white liberals, okay, they have to try to apologize and capitulate and do all of this stuff, and you're better off just being who you are, because once people see who you really are and you've been acting a certain way, it's not going to go your way. And to me, that woman has absolutely said the N-word tons of times, okay, tons of times, absolutely. And I think she said it in that clip. Now, if she's going to come clean about it or not, I don't know. She says she hangs with Black people. To me, that type of talk speaks of, being pretty much probably adjacent to racist, right? Because it's, oh, I have Black friends. It's, oh, I have this. I'd rather people just be honest and just say, hey, I don't like Black people. I don't hang with Black people. I think Black people are this. That's absolutely fine with me. That's honest, but when you start to do all of that, which seems to me a lot of liberals do, because the first thing that, white liberals do when they get on my page is, I'm a spit, I'm a N-word, I'm a this, I'm a that. It comes right on out like you've been saying it forever. So I think that woman just embarrassed herself. She absolutely said it, and if she's going to apologize for it, okay. But to try to come on and, do all that mental gymnastics, ma'am, you said it, I didn't mean to say it. Let it go. Otherwise, they're going to do exactly what they did. And I'm not a big fan of Charlemagne, but he was correct.
Okay. So did Jules invent transgenderism?
And there's been a rise in anti-Semitism all over the country right now, and it's disgusting and it's horrible. People should know that one of the first things that the Nazis did, and I think it was in 1933, was they burned Magnus Hirschfeld's Gender for Sexuality. Magnus Hirschfeld was studying trans people, LGBTQ people. Lily Elby, who the Danish Girl, the film The Danish Girl was about, she had her first gender-affirming procedure at Magnus Hirschfeld's clinic. The Nazis burned it down. All of this research, and there were
So, Ken, that's basically what conservatives are saying about that. Do you feel like that's anti-Semitic?
A good essay to read is Vladimir Justinsky. He is a Russian Zionist. This was from 1923. He talks about how they were going to use this idea of anti-Semitism as a cloak of victimhood, as a political power. First of all, no one ever defines what a Semite is. And if you study the Balfour Declaration, these people are European. They're from Ukraine. They're not Semites. Bibi Netanyahu is not a Semite. He has a European name. People that are Semites are Arabs, Hebrews. These people are not that. They are stealing other people's birthright. But when you have talking heads never define actually what is a Semite, go to an old encyclopedia. It will tell you exactly what a Semite is. The people that live in Palestine are Semites. The people that live in the Middle East are Semites, right? The people coming from European countries are not Semites. They are converts. They're Ashkenazis. Those are not Semites, right? And just to go back, for the record, Ted Cruz represents Texas. Texas doubled its investment in Israel bonds in this year, 2026, to $280 million. Right, so the state of Texas is going to allocate $280 million to the state to Israel. Why? So yet again, right?
I'll show you why, Ken. Keep talking. I'll show you why. This is why.
America first and shit like that. Right?
Special token of affection.
He got the key to the country.
Didn't he already have it? Didn't he already have it?
He has a room in the White House.
Already have it. This has been a thing.
I feel you. I feel. That was all you had to say about that, kid?
Huh?
So I'm gonna get Nora and Skepta to respond to what the White House